So, episode 15, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Jack meets up with Tony at the shipyard that he has learned the shipment will be arriving at. So he goes there, finds the lone security guard, there's only one security guard there, takes him, and, they're gonna try and work their magic, see if they can get out with the bioweapon or stop the terrorists before, or, not the terrorists, but the bad guys, before they can make off with the weapon, whatever it is they have to do. And so anyway, this guard basically says, okay, I know what's going on. This group is going to show up at 11, or, they were going to show up a little after 10, actually, I think it was. I'm going to open the gate for them. I'm, going to let them in. They're going to give me money, and that's going to be that. But, he doesn't know what's in the container. He's just scared. So, they make us feel for this character, and it's a little forced. Like, right before he gets taken by Jack, he's on the phone with his wife talking about how she's pregnant with twins, and there are a bunch of implications about money and, taking care of them. And then, of course, he's put in the line of fire, and it's like, okay, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to care about this guy, but it was so forced, it's almost hard to. Anyway, so they tell the guard to just go do it, and we'll take care of it. Just act natural, let them in, and we'll, do whatever we need to do to get this bioweapon container away from him. So he does, and, Jack and Tony, in the back of their minds, are thinking, he's dead. He's dead. They're going to kill him as soon as they get in. And they pretty much do. I mean, once they get in to the place, there's some awkward, fear-inducing conversations. They go pick up the crate because they want his help finding it, and then they go take him out back to shoot him. But, Jack, being the person he is, decides to risk the operation to save this guy's life. And arguably, this changes everything. The fact that he decides to shoot the guy who was going to shoot the guard, the security guard, so he could get away. And, it's very forced. Like, I couldn't really get into it because it's like they want you to feel bad for this guy. They set you up to feel for this guy, so you feel great for Jack when he saves his life. But I was like, it's one guy. Jack has always been about doing whatever is necessary to complete the mission for the greater good, and now he does this. It's almost out of character because this didn't completely blow the mission by itself, but it didn't help. So he does save the guard's life, but it throws everything out of whack because it alerts the guards that something is up. Because one of their guys is dead. And meanwhile, Larry talks with Renee over the phone. She's still arrested. She's still in trouble, but she manages to convince him that there was a third person at Mayer's house that probably shot Mayer, because there are difficult to explain bullets that are found all around the house because, the killer was trying to go kill Jack and bullets went everywhere. And, he's trying to explain that, and he's thinking, maybe there's a third guy. He calls up, okay, thank you, I'll be right there. So he calls up Renee, they discuss it. She finally decides to admit that, okay, I was talking to Jack and here's what happened. And he says pretty much, I believe you. And, it's a little fishy because we know what Larry Moss is about. We don't think that he's completely believing yet. She tells him all about Starkwood and stuff, and he says, okay, I'm on board, but you're not completely sold because it's this guy. Meanwhile, at the White House, I'm in mourning yet again. Ethan Kanan resigns as advisor to the president so he can take all of the blame for Jack's escape and all the things he's done since, so the president doesn't have to. Basically, there's just too much pressure on him. He doesn't want to put up with all this, and he doesn't want the president to take the blame for this, so he resigns. And, he just wants to get away from Olivia. Meanwhile, it is revealed in private that Olivia is actually in contact with the press and leaking stuff to her boyfriend, who works with one of the news stations. So, it's confirmed that she is not a bad guy, but not only is she unlikable, she's not a good guy either. She is kind of in it for herself. Meanwhile, Henry, the first dude, the first gentleman, the husband of the president, leaves surgery. He's perfectly fine. He's expected to make a full recovery. So happy endings all around there. So that's kind of nice. So we get that, which I didn't expect. I thought he was going to die in the surgery. That's just what I come to expect from this show. But he's alive. It's cool. And what else? There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I mean, you have all these things. Oh yeah, they're showing a lot of Jon Voight scenes of him talking to people who work in Starkwood, trying to convince them that they need to do this or that. You know, just being manipulative. Of course, being a bad guy. Just being manipulative. I can't remember the details of the scenes too well, but that's the basic idea. Anyway, Jack and Tony get into a big firefight. Jack escapes with the truck. He steals the truck with the bioweapon on it, drives off. Everybody's chasing him, but it looks like he's good. Tony gets captured, and, you know, that's bad, but that doesn't come up immediately. He's driving down the road. All of a sudden he thinks, what's that hissing noise? He looks behind him. One of the containers inside the container, one of the biohazard cartridges or whatever, is broken. So he goes in, he turns it off. He thinks to himself, you know, I probably inhaled some of it, so I might be infected. And who knows what happened to the people behind me, because this might have broken a while ago. So we have that hovering over us. Meanwhile, because he had to stop, bad guys catch up with a helicopter. I don't know where the hell they got a helicopter from, but they take the bioweapon thing off the back of the truck, fly away with it, keep Jack pinned down under cover, and so they get their weapon. They still have Tony Almeida, and, you know, the FBI's rushing, trying to go get Jack, trying to go catch the bad guys, but right now it's looking kind of bad, and that's where we leave off. Episode 16 tonight.